and welcome back to Cittalayam. In our video yesterday, we spoke about body image briefly. What is body image? And there's a more specific term as well in this realm of conversation, which is body dysmorphic disorder, or BDD. What are we talking about here? What is body image? What is BDD? I'd like some answers.
Yeah, so I think that body image differs from body dysmorphia because the latter is really more of a fixation on either a certain trait that you have, whereas body image is, I would say, more of how you view yourself. And we had talked about this in a previous discussion, but having a negative body image and like seeing yourself in a negative light does not necessarily correlate to having body dysmorphic disorder.
Just between body image and body dysmorphia or BDD, like body image is already a complicated discussion topic. So now when body dysmorphia is also introduced, where body dysmorphia is all about like when you see in the mirror, you see a flaw, and that flaw might be minor or might not even exist, but to you, the one who's like looking at the mirror, it looks like it's a problem. And the biggest problem is that you just don't think, oh shit, it's a problem, okay, fine, and then you don't go about your life like that. Actually stops your life. It deranges your life. Whereas like with body image, it has a similar effect, but it's like a younger brother, because with the body image, it's like you can see it. It's very clear, and somebody can tell you like what you're talking about. It's not really like it does exist, but it could be maybe you shouldn't care about it and things. But with body dysmorphia, it might not even exist, but you might still be imagining it, and it could still affect you just as much.
That's an important point that you bring up, Akshay, because body dysmorphic disorder is about the perception you have of your body. It's extremely focused on certain body parts and perceiving that they're flawed, something's wrong with them, but it is more in perception, and it may not be true. And for others, what someone considers a flaw when they have BDD, others might not even notice, or it may not exist. And body image is a general experience that people have. They can have positive or negative body images, and that's just how they feel about themselves, like Kanika mentioned. But BDD is an anxiety disorder, and specifically classified as an obsessive compulsive disorder because you are very obsessive about certain parts of your body and feeling that they're flawed and thinking about them a lot. So body image is just, you might think about it for a few minutes, or it's a fleeting thought in your day, but with body dysmorphic disorder, it's something that you're thinking about and it's taking over your mind for several hours in a day. So it's a much larger thing. It's a subset of what happens with negative body images.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have covered all the bases when it comes to this question. One point I'd like to add is the prevalence of body dysmorphia in the population. Studies have shown that about 2 to 2.5% of the population are diagnosed with body dysmorphic disorder. And since it's a clinical term, you have these list of symptoms that clinicians use to diagnose someone with this. And that is something different from body image, like Ilakkiya mentioned. So it's a fleeting thought, and it's more of something that you have ongoing. Like you don't have to spend hours a day, and it doesn't disrupt your daily functioning. So that's a very important distinction we'd like to make. That we'd like you to keep in mind moving forward this week.
I'd also like to add something that I had learned in a previous abnormal psychology class, or at least a discussion that we had. Vyaas, you had mentioned the prevalence rate, but a lot of people with body dysmorphic disorder may not even see it as a disorder. They might view like their physical feature as an actual flaw, and therefore might not even seek a psychologist or a psychiatrist to get that diagnosis. Or they might simply just be embarrassed of it. And so again, they're not going to see a psychologist because they wouldn't want to be talking about it, obviously, if it's consuming their thoughts and whatnot. So just another thing to add, that the prevalence might be higher than what we see.
Right.
But as something to keep in mind with other disorders as well, but especially with body dysmorphic disorder.
Okay, not to sound like Google, where like any symptom you put on, like it says you have cancer, but like how do you know like you have body dysmorphia? Like do I have it? Like does anybody who look at a mirror like who feel like they don't look good have it? Where's the line?
I think we should talk more about what are the signs of BDD so you can recognize it in yourself and others.
Okay.
Let's talk about the next week, or not next week, tomorrow. Let's talk about that tomorrow. See you all then.
Oh, you're still here? Well, thanks for getting to the end of the video. Hey, while you're still here, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to get new updates when we post videos. Also, make sure to check out these equally exciting videos as well. Have you pressed it yet? Come on, you have 5 seconds left. 3, 2, press it now.